Hello and welcome back to Today in History, where we explore the most fascinating, surprising, and often dramatic events that happen on this day throughout history. Buckle up because June 19th has been a day of triumph, transformation, and sometimes turmoil. Let's begin with one of the most powerful stories of freedom in American history.
Juneteenth, the end of slavery announced in Texas, 1865.
On June 19, 1865, Union General Gordon Granger arrived in Galveston, Texas, and announced General Order No. 3, officially proclaiming the freedom of all enslaved people in Texas. This date became known as Juneteenth, a blend of June and 19th. Though the Emancipation Proclamation had been signed by Abraham Lincoln in 1863, it took 2.5 years for that freedom to be enforced in remote Confederate states like Texas. This moment became a symbol of African American liberation, and Juneteenth is now celebrated across the U.S. as a day of reflection, resilience, and resistance. In 2021, it was officially made a federal holiday in the United States.
Civil Rights Act passes U.S. Senate, 1964.
Fast forward nearly a century. On June 19, 1964, the U.S. Senate passed the landmark Civil Rights Act, one of the most significant legislative achievements in American history. This act outlawed discrimination based on race, color, religion, or national origin, ending legal segregation in public places. It wasn't passed easily. Southern senators tried to block it for 83 days through a filibuster, but history moved forward, and this vote became a milestone in the long road to equality.
Execution of Julius and Ethel Rosenberg, 1953.
On a more controversial note, on June 19, 1953, Julius and Ethel Rosenberg were executed by electric chair in New York. They were convicted of espionage, specifically passing nuclear secrets to the Soviet Union during the Cold War. Their trial and execution remain hotly debated to this day. Some see them as traitors. Others believe they were victims of McCarthy-era paranoia and anti-communist hysteria. Their story reflects a turbulent time in American history when fear often overruled fairness.
First American woman in space, 1983.
History was made again on June 19, 1983, when Sally Ride became the first American woman in space aboard the Shuttle Challenger. She was just 32 years old. Ride was a physicist and astronaut who shattered gender barriers in NASA's male-dominated space program. Her mission lasted 6 days, but its impact was long-lasting, inspiring generations of women and girls to reach for the stars. Literally.
Kuwait gains independence, 1961.
On this day in 1961, Kuwait declared independence from the United Kingdom. While Britain had controlled Kuwait's foreign affairs since 1899, the new agreement made the small Gulf country fully sovereign. This moment marked a major shift in Middle Eastern geopolitics. Soon after, Iraq claimed Kuwait as its own territory, an issue that would resurface decades later during the 1990 Gulf War.
Release of The Silence of the Lambs, 1991.
Though not a political event, here's a pop culture milestone. On June 19, 1991, The Silence of the Lambs was released to a wider audience after its February premiere and quickly became a cultural phenomenon. With chilling performances by Anthony Hopkins as Hannibal Lecter and Jodie Foster as Clarice Starling, the film won 5 Academy Awards, including Best Picture. Even today, Lecter's haunting line, "I ate his liver with some fava beans," is instantly recognizable.
King Louis IX of France orders Jews to wear yellow badges, 1269.
Going back further in time, a darker event. On June 19, 1269, King Louis IX of France ordered all Jews to wear yellow badges as a form of identification. This discriminatory policy is one of the earliest examples of state-imposed anti-Semitism in Europe, centuries before the Holocaust. It's a chilling reminder of how prejudice can be codified into law and why vigilance against hatred remains so important.
Battle of Methven in Scotland, 1306.
On this day in 1306, during the Wars of Scottish Independence, Robert the Bruce's forces were ambushed and defeated by the English at the Battle of Methven. Bruce had just declared himself King of Scots, but this early defeat nearly ended his cause. Yet he would rebound in later years, eventually leading Scotland to freedom. This setback made his later victories even more heroic.
Blaise Pascal, born 1623.
Born on June 19, 1623, Blaise Pascal was a French mathematician, physicist, inventor, and philosopher. He contributed to fluid mechanics, developed early calculators, and even explored theological philosophy with Pascal's wager, arguing that belief in God was a rational bet. His name still lives on in science. Pascal is the unit of pressure in the international system. June 19th isn't just another day on the calendar. It's a day that echoes with the cries for freedom, the pursuit of justice, scientific brilliance, artistic power, and hard lessons from history. From Juneteenth to civil rights, from royalty to rebellion, it reminds us that the past is not dead. It's the foundation of who we are. If you enjoyed this dive into history, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more stories from the past that still shape our world today.